do these things, are they part of the reason that we're finding that people aren't staffing the police department at the level we want to? When they see that, I think people would actually go into the breach if they thought that the police were really helping to make a difference in the numbers and in Rockwood. But when they see that the police are chasing protesters around, that attracts kind of the sort of people that Ms. Eng talked about when she said, you know, there is a neo-Nazi stormfront fascism concern here in the Northwest. You know, like, if the police are doing the work that the community supports, I think people will go into the police force. But if the police force has a vague or a dubious tasking, and you know, in the end the tasking comes from the police commissioner, then it's harder to do. So, you know, we have this individual, and then the last thing, you know, I hope that, you know, I think it's mostly the mayor's place, but I think all of you should chime in and, to the extent you can, have candid discussions with Dr. Rosenbaum and Watson about. I think I've seen the release. It's a little bit optimistic. They're talking about a new COCL and not being candid about the level of work we were paying Kathleen Sadat to do. You know, some of the people who are applying for that job are fully aware of what they're getting into, but I think we need to realistically say that if Ms. Sadat was doing, you know, maybe around 40 hours worth of work, and she was receiving compensation in excess of $100,000, the next COCL needs to have, just like you're having various interactions with Mr. Wheeler and his team, there needs a transition. I'm talking about transitioning from the COCL to COCL. And, you know, I have, even though there were stylistic problems for many people with Kathleen, I have full confidence in her as a seasoned professional. And I just hope that things will be there so that as quickly as possible, Rosenbaum and Watson can work with you, find somebody that has community confidence. We can be candid about whether that's how many hours a week that person or that team would take, and move forward. The video box, I don't know how unanimous or confident a position the city attorney took, but I think if you watch, even though the Oregonian branded it a circus, there were positive steps at the last COAB meeting. There wasn't really any excessive concern about where people were sitting. As long as people were not being disruptive with their cameras, that flowed okay. It was other things. It was Joe Walsh's megaphone, and then some personal agreements about style that...
Charles, can I catch up to
Yeah.
your minute value?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to start over with getting about, it looks like I'm